Often look back fondly at the times I would visit my great-grandmother's farm in northeastern Ohio. It was there that she would share her memories of how hard World War I had been on her family. She would tell me about the struggle to put food on the table for her 7 children and that all they had came from their farm. While her family experienced hardships, they were fortunate enough to take part in the affluence of the period. When I look back on what I've been taught about the 1920s and the period leading up to the Second World War, I simply see the Depression. In fact, the 1920s, or the Roaring Twenties as they became known, was a time of great prosperity. With the new decade came a new culture in American society, a more affluent consumer society. For many, credit became a means of opportunity. It allowed ordinary people without the means to live extravagant lives. While many countries exited the war with incredible amounts of debt, the United States, its people, and my family thrived. Just as quickly as my great-grandmother was blessed with a fortune that would change her life, the stock market in New York City crashed in October of 1929. It was just like any other day until millions of shares were traded, billions of dollars were lost, and thousands of investors were left with nothing. People quickly withdrew from the widespread belief in the immunity of the economy from adverse developments, which had become something of a faith. Perhaps my great-grandmother knew what was to come because she never put a dime of her money in the bank. Instead, she bought anything and everything she needed in cash, never relying on the corrupt banking system, and secretly stashing hundreds of dollars around her house, in tins, under floorboards, and in the walls. She had lived a hard life, and even up until her last few years on this earth, she had thousands upon thousands of dollars hidden away. The depression that followed the crash affected people all over the United States in different ways. Virginia Gardner, a reporter from the Chicago Daily Tribune, reflects on a survey conducted by the University of Chicago Press and how 100 white Chicago families reacted to the Depression. Over a span of 8 years, ranging before and after the Depression, the authors came to a conclusion that those who deteriorated and disintegrated did so not because of the Depression. It was rather because it intensified already established tendencies. This wild use of credit is what destroyed people. It took what little people had, created huge debt, and left them with nothing when the market went bust. Not all were as lucky as my great-grandmother in the 1920s. The Great Crash shattered this illusion of grandeur with shocking finality and replaced it with new attitudes that could not be clearly discerned in 1930. The banking system that so many had entrusted faced the same devastating end that individuals did. Perhaps if my family had invested their money like many others had done, our lives would have turned out much different.